especially for the inner corners. Oof, when I hit the inner corners with this, it hits different, honestly. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm going to be talking about the best kind of highlighters that I personally find I really like for my kind of skin tone. They don't come up ashy, they're not too dark. I feel like it's difficult. I feel like it's one of them things that like people don't really appreciate. It's actually sometimes quite difficult to find highlighters that are the most complementary to what your skin tone is. They're not too bright, or they're not like slightly too dark in some lights, because sometimes like when you're in front of a light, the highlighter could be like, oh yeah, like this is nice, like because you can see the glint of like the shimmer. But when you go into lighting where you've not got direct light on you, which is going to kind of make it shimmer, you can see a strip of like darkness. So I feel like sometimes it can be a little bit tricky to get the right kind of highlighter shade, especially because a lot of the time ones that are sort of like raved about in the beauty community aren't necessarily great for every skin tone. And you guys seem to really like this series that I did. I've not done one for a while, but I did kind of like best like nude lips for like Asian skin tones, and best bronzers, and best, what else did I do? Best foundations, I think? I don't know. Basically a whole series. Be sure to check out the other ones of this whole like series, unintentional series. I didn't mean to make it a series, it kind of became a series, but yeah, be sure to check them out if you've not seen them already. But anyway, I'm not going to get into this too much because it doesn't really need that much of an intro, so let's go guys. Let's go. Okay, so I'm gonna start with the only like cream highlighter that I have, and that one is this from Colourpop. This is such a gorgeous colour. I feel like the only reason why you guys probably haven't seen me use this enough is because I always forget to, like, when I want to use a cream highlight, like I'll get out, but like, I'm gonna use this today, and then I forget, and then I've already like set my concealer and it's all powdered, and I'm like, I'm not gonna put a cream on top of a powder, so guess I'll have to wait for another day, and then I end up just not using it enough. But honestly, this is so gorgeous. I picked this up when I was in America. It is in the shade Wisp, and it's the Super Shock Cheek Pearlized. That's all it says, but it's a highlighter anyway. I will show you a swatch. Honestly, so gorgeous. So it's in this pan. It's kind of like sort of squishy-ish. So I use it by just like rubbing my finger in it like that, and then I just tap it on the area. But honestly, I don't know if you can see that, but it's so gorgeous. It's got a really nice, almost like bronzy golden tone, but it doesn't look too dark on my skin tone. So if you've got similar to me, oh my god, I forgot how stunning this is. Like, I actually need to start using this more. You know what, now that I'm looking at it, it feels like it's got a tiny pinky undertone, but not in a bad way, not in a oh my god pink undertone, but like in an almost rose gold sort of vibe. Like if I'm putting it on my skin, it kind of looks a bit rose. I don't know if you can actually see that, but I'll try and give you a more accurate swatch later. But honestly, this is such a gorgeous tone, and the shimmer is very fine, which is quite nice. If you don't like chunky bits of glitter in your highlighters, this is actually really nice to just subtly sort of blend in, especially even if you're doing like a no makeup day but you want to have like a bit of like a glowy bronzed vibe. If you just, without, even if you're not doing foundation or something, if you just take this on the high points of your cheeks, it melts so beautifully into the skin. And because, like I said, the colour isn't like harsh in terms of it's not too bright white, then it can kind of like melt in quite nicely and quite subtly. So this is definitely one to keep an eye out for. Okay, next one is from Becca, and it is this loose highlighter. So Becca is so well known for their pan highlighters, in particular Champagne Pop. Now, I have tried Champagne Pop in the pan, and I was like, okay, yeah, it's nice. I see how it's kind of like a universal shade, but I feel like it's a little bit too light for me personally. I feel like there's highlighters that could be better for me if it was just like a little bit darker. This is exactly that, but a little bit darker. So it's a bit of a deception going on here, because this is the loose highlighter of Champagne Pop. Like the shade is literally just called Champagne Pop, but in loose form. But if you actually swatch them, pan next to loose, you will see that the colour is actually very different, which is quite interesting, and not many people know about this. But this one has a deeper, slightly more goldeny bronze undertone to it, rather than it being that bright champagne. So obviously it's still champagne, but you can even see from like inside here that it's got a more golden scent, so it's warmer, because I feel like it was just too striking and bright on my skin. And I can appreciate it's a gorgeous colour on so many other people, but I just felt like on me it wasn't the best. So if you feel like you found that, if you've tried Champagne Pop and you're like a bit too bright for me, like it's not really as Asian friendly as I would want it to be, try the loose one. It's really, really gorgeous. I love this colour so much. Okay, next we're going on to the one that I'm actually wearing today. Let me just give you a little preview. And this one is from Fenty Beauty. When I first got this, I was using it like all the time. You guys probably remember it was in like every video. And it is the Mean Money Hustler Baby duo, but to be fair, I only use, I mean, you can tell which one I use because I literally hit pan is a bit of an understatement. Like, there's more pan than product, but I mean, the proof is there, right? I love this colour. It's so unique. It's like, it's pinky, it's like rose gold, but it's also not bait rose gold. Like, look, would you see that it's rose gold on me? Like, you can't pre that it's rose gold, right? But when you look at it kind of like up close in person, and when you swatch it, you'll see that it's got some little like pink pigments in it. Even when you look at it in the pan, it's pink, and it's so pretty. I never thought I'd be someone that would want a pink highlighter. I'd be like, ew, no. But it's subtle. It's subtle, but it's stunning, and it's my favorite from the Fenty highlighter range. I think it's so nice. I love it. Okay, next one is Laura Geller Gilded Honey. Now, I have a bit of a love-hate relationship with this. I feel like the texture is a little drier than I would have liked. I feel like it doesn't melt into the skin as well as some other powder highlighters that I have, but nonetheless, the colour is gorgeous. I'm sure you can vouch for that. Gilded Honey is the perfect way to describe it. It is so honey-like. It's got that warm undertone, that golden vibe that you want, but again, it's not too dark, it's not too golden, it's not too bronze. It's a really nice tone. I really like the colour. I remember when I first got it, I got it for my friend, and I saw it and I was like, I know I'm going to be coming back to buy this for myself. Like, this is actually too peng a colour. And I feel like people have kind of forgotten about this one, but I think it's a really nice staple. Okay, the next one I would not recommend if you are darker than me. I would say if you are my skin tone or lighter, you would like this. So just a little disclaimer out there. It's the Anastasia Amrezy highlighter. You know, the really bait one. It was so popular when it came out. But I feel like it is quite bright. I can get away with it without it looking ashy on me, but it is probably as light as I would go for a highlight. I think any lighter than this, even sometimes, like, I would not wear this when I'm like tanned or anything. If I'm at my lightest, I can get away with it as long as I, you know, use it wisely. If I don't go in too crazy, then it's a really nice colour. So if you prefer something that is on the lighter side, then this one is a good one to go for. Again, this is a similar kind of bright-ish tone to the previous one, the Amrezy one, and this is a loose highlight from Artist Couture. If you guys have been following me for, I don't know, I think this was about maybe a year, 2 years ago, I worked with Artist Couture and I absolutely love their highlighters. To this day, it's still, oh my god, I think they are so insanely beautiful. Like, they are the most statement. If I want to go for the most statement highlight, if I want a blind, this is what I will go for. Always Artist Couture. So I have my final two now are two Artist Couture ones. First one, this one is on the lighter side, and this is in the shade Illuminati. If you want to see it in depth compared to like the other Artist Couture shades, then you can take a look at my video, which I did dedicated to swatching and trying out all of the Artist Couture shades that I was given. But it's really nice if you want something bright, but you want it to be intense and also not too powdery looking, because that's what I really like about these. I feel like the loose highlighters, they melt into the skin better. I don't know, it's just, especially the ones that I've tried, at least the Artist Couture ones I can say for sure do that. I really, really like it. But this one is more on the champagne-y side, but it is such a gorgeous colour. I can still definitely wear it and it wouldn't be like, oh, that's too light for her. Like, this is one that you guys have seen me wear a lot of times before. It is so gorgeous. But if you want to go for something a little bit darker, this one has defo got to be in my top. Actually, I think this might be my favourite. I think this might actually be my favourite. This is the Artist Couture Loose Highlighter in the shade Conceited. This one is a little bit deeper and it's got, oh my gosh, my ring is stuck to my hair. There we go. It's a little bit deeper and it's also got a pink undertone. I'm realising I seem to be liking pink undertones in highlighters. Did not know that that would be me. But anyway, it is so, I just can't even explain. I feel like next to our kind of skin tone, it melts so beautifully. I feel like it's actually the perfect shade if you want to be like illuminated, but you don't want it to look like it's necessarily highlighting in color with brightness. If you just want it to like shine and like look cute in that way, but not necessarily physically brighten up, this is really, really nice. Honestly, I love this, especially for the inner corners. Oof, when I hit the inner corners with this, it hits different. Honestly, my favorite, it's got to be. Okay, and they are all of the highlighters that I wanted to show you guys. I want to try and keep it a little bit snappy. I don't want to long it out more than it needed to be, which is definitely not my forte because I always tend to kind of ramble on, as I'm sure you know. I don't know why I feel like I need to tell you that because you literally watch my videos, you know. Anyway, but I hope that this was useful for you. If any of you guys end up trying any of them or getting them, whatever, let me know down below. Let me know your thoughts, etc. And if you've got any other recommendations which are nice for Asian skin tones, let me know as well, because I mean, I'm never opposed to buying a new highlighter. Like, let's be real. Let's be real. But thank you guys so much for watching. I love you guys so much. Stay safe, stay positive, stay smiling. I love you and I will see you next time. Mwah. Bye guys.